Have you ever stopped to truly wonder what life beyond 80 is really like? Beyond the familiar cliches of wisdom, serene sunsets, and gentle mornings, the reality of aging into your 80s is far more complex and sometimes far more raw. It's a world that challenges your strength, your spirit, and your very sense of self in ways you might never have expected. In this video, we're going to explore the 7 honest, often unspoken realities of life after 80. These are truths about loss, loneliness, the quiet rebellion of your body, and the subtle shifts that change how you experience the world around you. I encourage you to watch until the very end. These insights do more than just shed light on the aging process. They empower you, or the one you love, to meet this stage of life with dignity, choice, and a renewed sense of purpose. Together, we'll discuss practical, heartfelt ways to stay connected, adapt gracefully, and thrive, even in the face of profound challenges. If you find value in this message, please support me by liking and subscribing. Turn on notifications so you never miss an important video. Turning 80 often marks the beginning of one of the toughest transitions, the gradual shrinking of your social circle. This doesn't happen abruptly. It's a slow, almost imperceptible thinning of the voices and faces that once filled your days with warmth and laughter. It's not that the world forgets you overnight. Instead, friends you shared countless coffees with pass away. Neighbors who once waved cheerfully move into assisted living or relocate to be closer to their children. Even your own family, wrapped up in their careers, parenting duties, and the pressures of modern life, may become less present. Sometimes it's the absence of death that causes the deepest ache. The friend who moved across the country to be with family, the cousin who stopped traveling due to health concerns, the sibling whose memory dims under dementia's shadow. All these absences accumulate quietly. Remember the Tuesday lunch at your favorite diner where you shared stories? It doesn't happen anymore. Those Sunday phone calls from lifelong friends fall silent. What stings the most is realizing nobody steps in to fill those spaces. Younger generations have their own worlds, and you may start feeling like a forgotten chapter in their story. This shrinking of your social world does more than just empty your calendar. It chips away at your sense of belonging, your feeling of being seen and remembered. Loneliness here isn't just physical, it's emotional invisibility. Fewer people remember your quirks, the songs you hum when content, or the stories that once passed through many lips. Yet, this painful reality carries a counterbalance, the possibility of renewal. New connections, no matter how small, can brighten your days. They don't need to erase the old bonds, but can weave new threads of meaning. Consider Margaret, 82, who lost her closest friend and felt isolated. She began volunteering at a local animal shelter, not to feel useful, but to rediscover connection. The young staff learned to value her stories, and the dog she walked gave her mornings purpose. Little conversations about a dog's antics or a spilled bag of kibble became her lifeline. Simple interactions, a barista who knows your coffee order, a librarian recommending books, a neighbor sharing a weather update, might seem trivial, but they stitch life back together. If you're over 80 and sensing this silence around you, know you're not alone. Reach out in small ways. Join a book club, attend simple community events, or just say hello to someone new. Even one new connection can enrich your story and remind you that your journey is still unfolding. At 80 and beyond, your body stops simply aging. It begins negotiating with you in subtle, unpredictable ways. Today, you might climb stairs remembering your youth. Tomorrow, your knees might ache like never before. What surprises many is not a steep decline, but an inconsistency that undermines confidence. Stiff fingers, unexpected loss of appetite, exhaustion after light tasks, and nights awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling, all these signal a body no longer fully in sync. Life's rhythms can feel unreliable, a digestive system that suddenly rejects your favorite spices, or energy levels that swing wildly. One day you're gardening for hours, the next, folding laundry leaves you wiped out. This capriciousness can feel like betrayal after decades of knowing your body's limits and patterns. You might ask yourself, is this normal or something more serious? Should I visit a doctor or accept it as part of aging? Most around you might see a strong, capable person, but they don't witness the internal adjustments you make, gripping railings tighter, avoiding evening outings that exhaust you, swapping heels for flats to prevent falls. This battle isn't merely physical discomfort, it drains emotional energy. The frustration of invisible effort, the mental load of planning days around good hours, the quiet grief of unmet expectations, it all weighs heavy. But this rebellion is not a defeat. It's your body communicating its needs and limits. Listening with compassion, drinking warm water to ease digestion, gentle evening stretches to reduce stiffness, stepping outside for sunlight turns the tide from resistance to partnership. James, 85, a retired teacher, started taking short daily walks after noticing energy dips. Not pushing for marathons, just a slow circuit waving to neighbors. That simple ritual grounded his body and spirit alike. Adapting with grace means recognizing that aging is not about fighting change, but dancing carefully with it, celebrating strength when it shines, and accepting rest when it calls. Revisiting the shrinking circle as we deepen this truth, many experience a contraction of their social world so slow it sneaks up, or so sudden it feels devastating. Friends who used to call regularly stop answering. Neighbors move away or enter care. Family, once deeply intertwined in your day-to-day, slowly drift as they juggle their own challenges. Children become parents themselves. They're busy, but presence diminishes. This quieter life isn't always from neglect. Life changes, priorities shift, demands on time increase. Yet each lost connection stings with the sharpness of absence. Practical barriers add fuel to isolation's fire. No more nighttime driving keeps you from social dinners. Loud restaurants overwhelm your hearing. Dressing up for a night out becomes physically taxing. These barriers form a cycle. Less connection means deeper isolation. The less people see you, the easier it is to overlook your presence. Sandra, 84, shared that the loneliest moment in her day wasn't an empty house, but realizing no one expected her call or noticed when she missed events. Still, even a smaller circle can hold deep meaning. One or two trusted friends, moments of laughter or silent companionship can provide anchors. Taking brave steps toward connection helps ease the ache. Write memories to old friends. Accept a neighbor's tea invite. Join a knitting group or a choir. Your life and stories remain valuable. Your presence matters. Henry, 87, a veteran, began visiting a local school to share his experiences. His worry that students wouldn't care disappeared with their curiosity and gratitude, highlighting the power and importance of your voice no matter your age. Another profound reality of life after 80 is outliving many you love. This is not one loss, but an accumulation: friends, siblings, spouse. The shared history dissolves as others fade away. You become the keeper of memories. The inside jokes, the laughter, the stories frozen in time that no one else recalls. This weight creates a unique loneliness, deep and persistent. Saying aloud, "Remember when," brings only silence. Survivor's guilt often accompanies this truth, not from wrongdoing, but a deep questioning of why you remain when others do not. You may replay missed chances, postponed visits, or endless what-ifs. Robert, 87, found the hardest part was the instinctive reaching for his wife's coffee mug or hearing her voice in his mind unprompted. Grief here shifts but never fully leaves. Yet within this grief, immense strength lies. By carrying memories forward, you honor your loved ones. Sharing stories, writing, or simply speaking their names keeps their legacy alive and enriches your own life with purpose. As age advances beyond 80, many confront a quiet but painful loss: diminished personal autonomy. Concerned loved ones may overstep, controlling diets, arranging schedules, or making decisions without consulting you. Though well-intentioned, these acts can feel like an erosion of independence, the very freedom you built over a lifetime. It's frustrating when others assume fragility despite your sharp mind and capable spirit. Joyce, 84, shared feeling infantilized by her daughter's constant oversight. "I'm not incapable," she said, "but they treat me like I am, and it feels like I'm losing myself." This battle is about dignity, the right to choose your meals, rest periods, and how you spend your time. These choices aren't trivial. They are core to identity. The solution is healthy boundary setting, not selfishness, but essential self-respect. Saying, "I appreciate your help, but I'd like to decide this myself," can transform relationships over time. Maintaining your voice means engagement on your own terms, keeping your identity vibrant no matter your age. Beyond the physical toll, the emotional burden of outliving loved ones is profound. The rhythm of your days changes as friends, siblings, or a spouse slip away. The grief here often isn't raging, but a quiet stillness. Holidays feel emptier, phone calls rarer, and old stories lose their audiences. You might wake with the realization that no one is left to reminisce about your youth. Charles, 87, noted attending more funerals in recent years than he can count, each chipping pieces of his history away. This sense of floating, unanchored amid a world moving forward can be disorienting. Society rarely teaches how to carry such cumulative grief while still engaging with life. Yet resilience shines in choosing connection over retreat, inviting neighbors for coffee, joining groups, sharing with younger generations. Connection nurtures new joy in unexpected forms, even amid sorrow. Finally, life after 80 often brings undeniable limits. Simple acts, tying shoes, rising from a chair, holding a cup without trembling, may require new effort. These moments challenge confidence and prompt second-guessing. Your world can begin shrinking, not from lack of desire, but perceived limitations, curtailing solo walks, trips abroad, or complex meals. Fragility, however, is not weakness. It is wisdom, a signal to move gently, live intentionally, and redefine what strength means. Nancy, 84, embraces her cane as proof of a long, meaningful road walked well. Her mindset transforms limitation into resilience. Embracing fragility means accepting help when needed, using tools without shame, and pacing yourself. It's about protecting independence by choosing what matters most, preserving energy for meaningful moments. True strength at this age is navigating limits with gratitude, dignity, and quiet courage. Aging refines your presence rather than diminishing it. Thank you for joining me on this journey to understand the 7 honest truths of life after 80. Aging brings undeniable challenges, but also a quiet strength that emerges from courage, wisdom, and graceful acceptance.